would like to take a moderator's privilege here and ask the first question. And it comes out of something Brian Steed said about the fact that ISIS uses a competition of narrative. And he asked other Americans, what is the American narrative? And I would like to propose an American narrative and have you react to it to see if this gets it right. And it comes from author and political scientist and Episcopal layman Glenn Tinder, who says that the spiritual center of Western politics is this idea that every individual is of inestimable worth and deserves respect and dignity. I want to suggest that as an American narrative and see what it's lacking and see if you agree that it can fill that role. Who would like to jump in here?
Repeat that.
Yeah.
Statement.
The American narrative that I would propose, drawing from Glenn Tinder's work, is that the Americans believe that every individual is of ultimate worth and deserves respect and dignity, and this is the spiritual center of Western politics, he argues. That is the way we ought to be treating everyone. And is that an American narrative that covers what needs to be covered, or what's lacking about it, and what would you add or subtract from it?
Well, it's certainly a narrative that fits with our faith tradition. We speak out very, very strongly about the right to life for everyone from womb to tomb. We object to capital punishment. We promote the value of individuals based on a theme that every human life has value. So that's something that would certainly resonate very well with the Catholic tradition. And I think in U.S. society we do hold that. Our church would probably say we could probably do better in a number of areas as Americans.
Anyone else?
Bill, I would say that it is true from the standpoint of the Christian faith that all individuals are made, the scriptures use the phrase, in the image of God, and have therefore inherent human dignity. I think the complexity of it for those who are on the outside of American culture looking in is that we as a nation have had a hard time really and truly embracing that value because most, shall we say, many racial minorities and including women have had to fight for that dignity to be recognized. And so all of the social movements in this country, they spring from this effort for social change within our country, where the nation actually does honor that value. And so we have had to fight to be who we are. And I think others that look from the outside almost call us hypocrites because of our inability inherently to honor that amongst all people. But I do think it is a space that we have a right to claim and should claim in the narrative, without a doubt.
And Islam speaks about this narrative in the Quran when it says that we have created you and made you into nation and tribes, so you know one another. The best among you are the pious, the most pious. Okay, so the measurement in Islam is not your color, it's not how much money you have. Okay, it is how much good deed you have and how much good deed you do in your heart.
Brian Steed, is there anything that you'd like to respond to for that narrative?
I'd like to add to that.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead. While he's coming up, go ahead.
All right. I would just like to say that I think, it's wonderful to say that every human being is created in the image of God, and I truly believe that. But what I would have to add to a narrative statement would be that each of us is responsible for making sure that happens. That we can't just make a statement and let it sit there. What is our responsibility in making it happen? So that would have to be, for me, part of it.
Thank you. Brian?
First of all, I think those are all great answers. One of the things I think that's true is we do have a compelling narrative. I've heard this from Muslims in America. I've heard this from Jews and Christians, from people who come to America from abroad. This is the best country to be the best kind of Muslim you can be, or to be the best kind of Jew, or to be the best kind of Christian. We have this opportunity where arguably, and I know I sound biased, but where in America, despite all of our warts and unattractive elements, you can still have the greatest opportunity to be the most of whatever it is you want to be. And that's a narrative that we don't often communicate enough abroad. We emphasize our flaws, but not that one great message.
Thank you.